Hey, Facebook! It's Leah. This is Live with Leah from the Culinary Underground. It is Thursday, March 4th, 4 o'clock Central European Time. We're in Italian time, Roman time. I just want to wish a very happy birthday. I don't know if she's going to see this, to my friend Lauren, who I have known since the 4th grade. It's been that long, but she's celebrating her birthday today, so happy birthday to her. And today, I want to make a crab stuffed salmon. I made this dish for a few clients about a month and a half ago, and they loved it, or last month, and they loved it. So I want to share this recipe with you. I do have somebody who wrote in and asked for the recipe, and I gave it to them. I think they made it last weekend. So here is my crab stuffed salmon. All right, so we are going to start off with a few pieces of lovely salmon. I picked this up today. It smells fresh. There isn't like an overly fishy smell. If it does smell fishy and it's slimy, then it's probably not good to eat. So trust your nose, trust your touch. But this smells absolutely wonderful. This is a really easy dish. I love this. So we're going to start off, excuse me, I need some water, with mixing up our filling. Now there are two ways to do this filling. I'm going to show you one way, but in the post that follows this and on the culinaryunderground.online, I will give you both recipes. One is cream cheese based, very American, very sort of like creamy, satiating sort of filling, and the other one is just as delicious, but it's a panko breadcrumb filling, so not as cheesy, not as creamy, but still delicious. We're going to make the cream cheese one since that's what was requested by my friend Jim. So let's get started. We are going to use some cream cheese. Now I think this is softened room temperature. I've had it out for a little bit. We'll find out in a minute. I'm also going to use some crab meat. So right now we are just about 20 minutes in from the Adriatic Sea. I don't think crab is very popular here like it is in the States. Not the way that we enjoy it. So they do have surimi, which is the imitation crab, and they do have crab in some of the fish stores, but it is still kind of frozen. So what I did was I picked up just a can of crab meat. Yeah, Alex?
Cragoro? I'm sorry if I'm saying
Gregorio Raff?
Yeah.
Yeah?
They say, where do you get your salmon?
Ah, my salmon. I like to get it at a few different places. There is the Pesqueria a la Bottega, I think, in Asano Decimo. There is also the Codoro that I like to go in Pordenone, as well as Pesqueria Friula. But I happen to actually get this today at the Lidl. It's packaged, it's fresh, but it's packaged, whereas the other places I go to tend to be from the fishmonger and super, super fresh. But when I'm in a pinch, like I am today, and I was running a little late, I stopped by the Lidl and I picked up 2 packages of 250-gram salmon, and I just sliced them up into 4 portions. But one thing I did notice they had is they do have 4 fillets, 125 grams each, for like €9.99. But I do like the fishmonger in Asano, very fresh, very good quality. The Pesqueria on SS13 near McDonald's, and the Codoro has great fish as well. So does the Conad. Excuse me.
Giancarlo says Chalian, and the person that asked the question said grazie.
Ah, prego. Craig used to know us before you were born, like way back in the day. Yeah, he's super great. His family is amazing. We love them.
Gotcha.
Ciao, Giancarlo. ¿Cómo stai? Okay, so I've just got a few little pieces of cream cheese. I don't want this to be overly cheesy. This isn't like a cream cheese filling. This is just going to bind the crab meat together so it just doesn't like fall apart. I can kind of work with it. So I've got maybe 2 tablespoons. I'm going to maybe go like 2.5 tablespoons. So not a ton of cheese. All right, and to this I'm going to add some fresh chives. If you only have the canned dried chives, the little jar, absolutely use that. The purpose of the Culinary Underground is to help you build kitchen confidence. I mean, I want you to feel comfortable cooking food for yourself, especially since during the pandemic now we've all been doing it a lot more than we thought we would be. So my goal here is just to show off a few recipes, show you maybe some technique, help you feel a little more confident, give you some ideas to substitute vegan, vegetarian when we can, and go from there. All right, so we're going to add some minced garlic. I have 2 cloves that I pushed through my little garlic press, so I'm going to add 1 of these cloves to this. And I'm just giving this a little like smash a little smasheroo. All right, just to kind of incorporate that garlic in there. If you like it really garlicky, you can add more than 1 clove. This is just sort of a baseline. If you don't have fresh garlic or you don't have access to fresh garlic and you have the ingredients to make this dish, you can absolutely use garlic powder. It will work just as well. Granulated garlic, it is more potent than the fresh stuff because it's concentrated, but you can absolutely use this.
Julie Talley says, good morning.
Good morning, Julie. Thank you for stopping by. All right, so nice to have you. I have a little Worcestershire, because I can never say it right, Worcestershire sauce. I'm going to add just a splash of Worcestershire sauce, Worcester sauce. I don't know. I'm not from Boston. I'm not from Becky's. I'm a West Coast kid. I'm a Cali kid. So I will pronounce the whole bottle, and it is Worcester sauce.
Show the whole bottle.
Oh yeah, everybody knows what it is.
And Julie Talley says, always.
Always. We love Julie. All right, so I just have a little cream cheese, a little minced garlic, a little chive. As always, we season. I'm going to use a little Old Bay. We're not sponsored by anybody. We don't get money from anybody to put anything on the show. We have like 1,000 and something people that follow us, which we're so grateful for. But I don't think we're going to offend anybody letting you know that we're using some Old Bay today. So I'm going to go about a teaspoon of Old Bay, just because with seafood, it's just such a great flavor. All right, a little pinch of pepper in this. Now, I haven't added my crab meat yet because even though this is cooked, I still want to taste this to see if I need to add some more salt, maybe some more garlic, maybe some more flavor. And I don't want to maybe taste the crab just yet. All right, this is just like the little glue that's going to hold this crab into my salmon.
John Carlos says, very well, thank you. You are preparing a fantastic dish. Sto molto bene. Stai preparando un piatto fantastico.
Ooh, yes. I have to say, Giancarlo is our awesome Italian friend. Most Italians are probably cringing if they're even watching because I'm putting this cream cheese with the salmon. It's not very common here, although in sushi restaurants you do get that salmon roll with the Philadelphia, the Philly roll. So not completely unheard of, just not as sort of popular as it might be in the States. All right, so just giving this a little taste. At the Culinary Underground, it's all about tasting. Tasting as you go, when it's safe, when it's not contaminated with raw egg or raw meat.
Sharon Wilhelm says, hey Leah. Julie Talley says, Alex, isn't it almost your birthday? Yeah, my birthday was on February 27th, so I'm 17 now.
Yep, Alex is now 17. All right, so this tastes great. It's got that saltiness of the Old Bay. It's got that pepper. It's got that chive. It's got that garlic flavor. I added just a little pinch more garlic. Now I'm going to add in my crab meat to this little cheese mix. I tasted it. It tastes phenomenal. Not to like toot my own horn, but you know. All right, so I've got my crab in here. And again, if you can get your hands on that beautiful fresh crab and pull it out of the shell yourself, this would be amazing. But if you can't, and maybe you can only get that canned crab on the shelf, there's a couple of brands out there. I'm not particular to one or the other. Then absolutely use that. If you can only find the imitation crab, it does have that crab flavor. You can use that as well. Yeah, and I've grown out of my food snob days. I used to be horrible, but this is like literally a different time than it was last year. Not everybody can get the access to the same things they have. Not everybody has the means to, and so this is the way to make a nice little special dinner, or just work on your skills and not break the bank. All right, very lightly mixed, right? It doesn't look overly cheesy. It's just seasoned crab meat. It's beautiful. It's wonderful. Let me pull that off of my fork there. Set this off to the side. All right, I've got my clean hands. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my beautiful salmon here and I'm just going to create a little pocket on the side. Now I've thought about doing this a few different ways. I kind of wanted to pan sear the salmon before I do the pocket, but it's delicate meat. I don't want to overhandle it. I don't want it to break apart on me. So I'm just going to do this the way I did it last month. All right, a little bit of Old Bay, season, all right? If you don't have the Old Bay, you can just use the salt and pepper, but I want to give this salmon some nice, good Old Bay seasoning. All right, beautiful. I'm just going really light. It's beautiful fish. I don't want to do a whole lot to it. All right, so just a little bit of pepper. When it comes out, we are going to create a really quick sauce to go with this salmon while it's in the oven, and it's just going to be phenomenal. So I've got my little fish knife here, my little fillet knife, and all I'm gonna do is try to get myself together here, is take my salmon, and I'm carefully gonna use my sharp knife. I'm just gonna make a little pocket in the thickest part of my salmon, okay? Nothing too hard, just a nice little pocket there, okay? And I'm gonna take my little spoon, and I'm just gonna get a little bit of this meat and stuff it inside of my salmon. Now, you know, the reality of television here is I'm not taking a lot of time on this. I'm trying to move really quickly. So in a perfect world, you could get your finger in there, make the pocket go all the way to the thinner part of the salmon. But I'm just going to leave this as is. I've got a nice little pocket of this beautiful flavored crab. Let me do the others. Actually, let me put that on, clean hands, on a clean sheet tray that's going to go in the oven. So my sheet tray, clean piece of paper. Going to give it a little spritz, some non-stick oil. And now I'm going to take this salmon, put it there. Let's get the other piece. This is going to be dinner tonight, guys. Like everything I make on these shows, we had clam chowder last Thursday for dinner. My husband absolutely loved it. Took it into his coworker who apparently died. It was so good. But everything that I make on these little shows that I do, it's all food that we eat here at the house with the family. I think it's rare that we don't eat what I make for dinner. All right, stuffing in my salmon. Beautiful, nice little pocket of goodness. All right. Again, sharp knife, carefully, just make a little pocket. And if you need, you can get your fingers in there and open it up a little bit more. But you're going to see that I still have quite a bit of crab meat left over, and I'm going to do something different with that. Get in there. This one might melt out, but that's okay. Goodness, goodness, goodness. Let's see. Let's go here in the middle. Another little nice pocket. Let's stuff that in there. I mean, not complicated stuff, right? I haven't done anything that I don't think any of you can't do. This is all easy stuff. I cheated today and used my garlic press. I think I've got some pretty mad knife skills, and I still just didn't feel like chopping up the garlic today. So that's that. All right, get this out of the way. All right, rinsed off my fingers, my digits. So I have these beautiful salmon that we're gonna pop in the oven. What I'm gonna do with this extra crab meat that I have left over is I'm just gonna spread it along the top of my salmon. I don't want it to go to waste. I'm gonna do it on 2 pieces, or I'll leave 2 pieces without it. All right, so just gonna top off my salmon with a little bit of this extra goodness. And we'll do 2 with and 2 without, so you can see what they look like coming out of the oven. Now, could you make this cream cheese mix a little more bold? Absolutely. You could throw in a little mozzarella and make it a little more cheesy. Super American thing to do. You could also throw a little Parmesan in there just to kind of give it a little bit more of a bite. But this is going to be really nice, mild. You're still going to taste the crab. All right, let's just get this in the oven. I don't want to take all day with you guys. I know you guys have lives and things going on. So, salmon in the oven now. Real time, real life. I'm going to turn up my heat just a little bit. So in this pan, I'm going to make a very, very simple butter, shallot, wine, cream sauce. A traditional sauce that would go with this dish would be like a beurre blanc. Beurre blanc just means white butter sauce. But I'm going to use a little cream to stabilize it. Making a traditional beurre blanc takes a little time, it takes a little patience. I don't want to like throw a skill at you that you might not be ready for, so we are just going to do a really nice simple cream sauce. I'm going to first cut up my shallot, and if you don't have a shallot, you can just use garlic. If you don't have garlic, you can maybe use the white part of a green onion. It would go really well with this dish. Alright, it doesn't have to be perfect because we're going to strain the shallot out. Alright, so I'm going to add in a little bit of oil. Here we go. Just a touch. Just a touch. All right. A little bit of fat. get this cooking. We're not gonna really brown it, we're just gonna pull that flavor out of that shallot, shallot, however you wanna say it. It doesn't matter, it's all good. All right. And safety, safety, safety when cutting. Keep your knuckles tucked under, keep the knife down, firm grip on it. There's a million different ways to hold a knife. Okay, there's probably like 5 or 6, but I tend to kind of hold it up here at the top. You can hold it however you want, just be safe, keep your knife sharp. That's my advice for the day. All right, got my little tray here. I'm gonna add a little bit of wine to this as we bring some flavor out of these shallots. All right, I just want to infuse this wine. I want to kind of give it some flavor. We're not really looking to like caramelize these shallots. We're just looking for some nice, gentle flavor that we're going to make into a cream sauce. All right, super easy, not hard. We'll season after. Let me get my little strainer ready, so when we're done, we can just strain it out. If you've seen the show, you know that I like to talk about having your mise ready, everything in its place, your mise en place. I failed to do a little bit of that today. It's been a crazy day, and I just got home about an hour before going live with you guys. So I think it's been the case for like the last few weeks. I've been sort of just juggling my time, but that's life, and it's okay. But everything you're seeing is in real time. So here we are. Oh my gosh, so the wine smells so good. Yeah, Alex?
Julie Teller says, what temp is the salmon baking at?
Salmon is in the oven right now. It is at 375. And I have the fan going, so it changes it from a regular oven to a convection oven, which means it's probably increased the temperature to closer to 400 because it's circulating the air, so it's a little hotter. I'm only doing that because I want to cook it quickly for you guys. I don't want you to wait 30 minutes for this to be done, and it's salmon. It won't be done in 30 minutes. It won't ever take that long. 350, 375 for about 12 to 15 minutes, depending on doneness.
Lisa Hall says, hi from Japan.
Hey, Lisa. Thanks for tuning in. I think Lisa might have tuned in last year when we were first getting started. I think I remember that name. For those watching who have been watching maybe for almost the whole year, on March 14th, that'll be our 1-year anniversary of making live little cooking videos. We started at the beginning of the pandemic here in Italy. We were just sitting around one day. There was nothing to do. And my mind just went to kind of all the young airmen in the dorms who were maybe having to cook for themselves for the first time. And so my goal is to hopefully reach them or reach anybody who wanted to be distracted for 20 minutes, maybe learn a new technique or get a new recipe or get a new idea, or who wanted to hear Charlie barking. So here we are. What's up, Alex?
Jim Williams says, Sandy and I sure enjoyed these last weekend.
Oh, yay!
And that's only 10 days away, our anniversary.
I know, it's only 10 days away. So I'm adding in about 4 tablespoons of butter to my shallots. All right, I'm just making a really quick sauce here. I'm not really going by like my culinary school technique. So if any of my teachers or anybody out there, I'm skipping steps. I'm doing what works for me. And this is what's working for me right now. So let me get my little whisk here. I am going to add a few chives to this as well, just to give it a different flavor, but we're going to re-season the sauce with chives once we're done cooking it. So I'm just going to melt this butter, lower my heat a little bit into the pan. So there is the flavor of white wine in here. There's the shallot. I haven't added any salt or pepper. This is just a light cream sauce. Nothing too crazy. I do have a little dried or fresh parsley we're going to add afterwards. If you're not like familiar with the show, I'm Leah. I used to be, well, I guess a professional chef, educated, French trained, all that good stuff. But here in Italy, I can't work on the economy. There are certain rules. I'm gonna add a little cream to keep my sauce together. I don't know if you can see, but it's kind of hot, and the sauce wants to break to separate the fats from the solids, right? So I would have the oil and the fat, and they would come apart, and it just wouldn't look very pretty on a plate. It would taste the same way. It just would not look very pretty at all. So let me get the heat back down. And now I've got this like just nice little light sauce. I want to add a little bit more cream. This is going to be more cream than butter. And I'm going to check the seasoning, and then we're going to move on. So let me just add this back onto the heat for a second. I don't have a little spoon. Yes, I do. Little spoon. Shallot, cream. I would like it to be a little more buttery, but it's not. But what I'm going to do is just add a little squirt of lemon juice to this. If you don't have wine, you could only use lemon juice and you would be fine. You could use a little chicken broth. All right, just a little hint. This is not a lot of sauce, it's a few tablespoons here. I'm gonna add a little pinch of pepper, season, season, season. All right, we season everything at the Culinary Underground, even salads. Making a salad, throw a little pinch of pepper and salt in there, and watch your greens just come alive. Mmm. This smells so good. Now, the difference between this and what I'm gonna write on the recipe card after I post this is to let your shallots really soften down in that oil. Let them get nice and, not brown, not caramelized, but just really tender, really translucent. Let that flavor really come out. I'm just rushing it because I'm taking a look at my salmon. I can see it here. It's cooking a little faster than I want you to cook it at home. But, I don't want to keep you here all day. So my sauce is done. Let me give it one more taste. Oh my gosh, that's so good. All right, I'm just gonna strain it. Let's pull this here so you can see it a little better. Oh my gosh, I want all of that sauce. It's buttery, it's creamy, it's not broken. That's what I did. I cheated by adding that cream because I didn't want my sauce to separate. The thing with the beurre blanc is you kind of have to make it when you need it. You can't really let it sit because it will separate. And then to get it back together just takes a little bit more work, a little bit more technique. It's not impossible. It's just more work than I want to do today. And it's more work than I want to show you. So, creamy sauce, right? We're going to add a little chive to this. I want to get that green color in there, a little bit of beautiful herbage. And I've got my spoon. And this is my nice butter shallot lemon cream sauce that's going to go with the salmon in just a few minutes. So super excited. What I was saying earlier before I distracted myself is that I can't work on base, but there aren't a lot of jobs available. And I've found work kind of cooking for my friends, staying busy, and doing my little videos. And once in a while, my son will come over here, Alex. He's amazing. He just turned 17. Sometimes my husband Lee will join us. He's amazing too, but he's at work right now. Alex has gone back to school, he's gone back to work, and I'm sort of left to my own devices. What's it been, like 7 minutes since Sam's been in there?
Probably.
Probably, let's check it. All right, I can talk a mile a minute and just go, 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 go. Trying not to. Okay, I'll show you where we're at right now. We're gonna go in for a few more minutes. Oh. So this is live. These are my real fishies. I didn't substitute or change anything out on you. We have the two with the extra crab on top. We have the two without. Absolutely beautiful. Starting to get really nice color. This is hot. I'm just gonna throw this back in for another 2 minutes. We'll pull one out. We'll plate it. I'll taste it. And after that, we're gonna say goodbye. I'll take a picture, post up the recipe. You can find all of our recipes on our Facebook page. But I've also created a website, the Culinary Underground.online, and that's where I post all the recipes each week, as well as some other recipes that you maybe haven't seen on the show. So thank you guys so much for your support. I appreciate it. I love staying busy. I love doing something in my profession, in my craft, and this has given me that outlet. So we're not like Facebook famous or YouTube famous. That's not the objective. It's just to stay busy, put some love out into the world, put some good food out there, and build kitchen confidence for you. So if you have any questions, feel free to always ask. I should usually have somebody back here helping me out. The kiddo, who I love.
Hello.
Hello. He's beautiful. He's 17. If you have a teenager, you know what that means. Oh, he's beautiful, and I love him. All right, so I'm not going to keep you all day. I know you've got things to do. You want to get moving. I literally have no idea what time it is. What time is it? Do you have my phone?
It is 4:25.
4:25. Perfect. We like to keep these at about 20 to 25 minutes, so we're doing great. I'm going to pull my salmon out. Where did my hot pad go? I don't know. All right. Salmon is done. I'm going to let it sit for a minute as we chit-chat, kind of like let it cool just a second. One of the things with protein that I talk about every time we make protein is letting your proteins just sit for a minute before you slice into them. When you cook that beautiful piece of chicken breast, just let it sit and rest. steak, you want to just let it rest. What you want is all that heat that's been like attacking your proteins and attacking your meat there, right, has caused them to like seize up. And so what you want is take it out of the heat, take it off the heat source, out of the pan, out of the oven, off the grill, and you want to just let those fibers and those muscles, proteins, just relax. And that's what the resting does. Resting is super important. I encourage you to do it with anytime you make meat. Saute a chicken breast, grill a steak, let your meat rest a little bit. All right, so that being said, let's finish this up. Everything is so hot, I don't want to get burned. If you've seen the show, you've seen me burn myself enough times that I don't want it to happen again. Okay, so for our presentation plate, what do you think we should do, Alex? The one with the crab on top or the one without the crab on top?
Without.
Without? Okay. So I'm going to go for this guy right here. Ooh, hot. Oh my gosh. Look how beautiful this is. Stuffed salmon with some crab, a little bit of cream cheese, a little bit of seasoning. I've got my beautiful sauce here. Now, if you're plating in the professional world, you're going to put the sauce underneath the protein. You don't want to detract from that beautiful color that you have going on there. But at home, I do too. We tend to put our sauce over the meat, and that's what we're going to do. We want a nice little presentation of just this beautiful, creamy sauce just running down our salmon. All right, a little hit of some fresh chives. All right, a little bit of extra parsley. Now, we are going to have this for dinner tonight. It is going to get served with some potatoes and some green beans. I just haven't made them yet because the hubby's not home for work yet. And I'm just going to hit this with a little bit of fresh cracked pepper. But here we go. How does that look, Alex?
Looks great.
Does it look good?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. It smells so good.
Yeah, it sure does smell delicious.
Yeah, it does. Okay, I got my fork here. Handy dandy fork. Oh, I just don't want to burn myself. I burn myself all the time. So I'm going to start at the bottom, and then I'll take a bite off of the filling. So let me try my salmon. This is skin on salmon. Should have a knife. Oh my gosh, that sauce. All right, perfectly cooked. You guys saw this live. It was like 10, 12 minutes in the oven. It's tender. It's cooked all the way through. This is so good. Okay, let's go for this filling. Getting in there. Want to show you, come close, it's cooked all the way through. You can see that beautiful, nice pink salmon. There isn't any like dark pink raw. This is absolutely perfect. It's delicate. Oh. Yeah. Oh my God. That was so good. Now, the great thing is this crab is already cooked. It's hot. It's not cold at all. So it's cooked enough in this oven for the temperature of the inside of this salmon to come up. It's cooked, it's warm, it's hot. The salmon is cooked all the way through. There isn't any risk of getting sick. Everything's temped properly. Oh my gosh. Okay, guys, I'm going to be a jerk. Take one more bite. Look, oh, there comes a big piece of my crab out. Look at that. Cooked all the way through in just, 10 minutes, 12 minutes. Oh my God. Amazing. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you, Julie, Giancarlo, Gregorio. My love to Ellie and the family. If you're still watching, this is a great recipe. I'm going to post it up with a picture once I plate another portion here. Have a great, great Thursday. Thank you so much for watching. We'll be back next week on the 11th. And then a special show on the 14th. We're going to do a giveaway to celebrate our 1-year anniversary of doing live cooking shows. Have a great Thursday, guys. Thank you so much. Ciao.